You may believe the hard part of flying is over once you've settled into your seat, fastened your seatbelt, and stowed your bag away securely. But here's the truth. That's when most air travel errors start. Each and every month, airlines quietly record thousands of passenger incidents. Some end with hefty fines, arrests, or even medical emergencies in the air. That's why today we're taking a look at 15 things you should never, ever do at 30,000 feet. And I promise you, number 1 is so harmful that airlines don't even announce it during the safety briefing. Before we dive in, don't forget to hit that subscribe button and like so you don't miss any of our tips you need to know to travel smart and avoid trouble in the air. Number 15. Disregarding airline dress codes. Most travelers think that once you're past security, you can dress however you like. Not quite. Airlines do have appearance policies, and if your attire is perceived as over the top by them, they can and do refuse to let you board. These dress codes vary not only between airlines, but sometimes even depending on your destination. For example, in 2021, Turkish bodybuilder Deniz Saypanar was refused entry onto an American Airlines flight because her shorts were considered too short. She called it sexist. The airline called it policy. If you're traveling to more conservative nations such as Indonesia or certain areas of the Middle East, what you wear matters even more. Sleeveless tops, figure-hugging clothing, or even flip-flops could earn you a gate stop. Tip: pack a modest emergency change of clothing in your carry-on at all times. That way, you can make a hasty change if the crew determines your attire is not fit for flying. Number 14. Not turning on airplane mode. Let's dispel a myth. Having your phone on doesn't cause the plane to crash, but it can affect cockpit systems in subtle but lethal ways. In 2017, a Boeing 737 had severe navigation issues while flying, and officials suspected the fault to be a passenger's phone. Imagine a radio attempting to receive 2 radio stations simultaneously. The channels collide, and chaos ensues. And chaos is precisely what you don't need when the plane is taking off or landing. A few passengers have even been fined for not following crew instructions regarding devices. Pro tip: turn on airplane mode prior to boarding. It prevents confusion, makes the staff happy, and even conserves your battery for when you actually arrive. Number 13. Messing with the PA system. It sounds like a harmless joke, but tampering with the plane's announcement system is not a laughing matter. In 2022, a group of passengers on one flight were stuck hearing strange guttural sounds over the intercom for hours. Actor Emerson Collins, who was on the flight, posted about the experience, and the perpetrator had hacked into the PA. Yeah, it may be a good laugh online, but it's a felony. Tampering with plane comms will get you fined, banned for life from flying, or even jail time. So always laugh with the crew, not at their equipment. That one prankster who hacked the PA system? They were never found. Pro tip: if you ever catch someone messing with any equipment on board, don't take matters into your own hands, quietly inform the crew. Number 12. Putting trash in the seat pocket. That seat pocket in front of you might look like just the place to put wrappers or empty cups, but here's the reality: it's one of the filthiest places on the whole plane. Flight attendants have retrieved everything from dirty diapers to undergarments, and even bottles of urine crammed into those pockets. Disgusting, right? And here's why it's important. Planes usually have only minutes, not hours, between flights. That means deep cleaning is a rarity. So, the crackers you spill in there? They may be living with bacteria from hundreds of past passengers. Pro tip: keep your garbage in a tiny bag and give it to the staff when they drive by. And under no circumstances should you ever keep food in the seat pocket. Number 11. Passing off pets as service animals. Some travelers attempt to bypass pet charges by pretending their pets are service animals. Some passengers have attempted to bring everything from peacocks to pigs on board in carry-ons over the years. Occasionally, however, it's not just silly, it's outright dangerous. One passenger smuggled an Egyptian cobra in a carry-on once. The snake bit him during the flight and then escaped, leading the pilot to make an emergency landing. Due to these abuses, Airlines now rigidly restrict which animals can be considered service animals. Properly trained service dogs, usually, break those rules, and you might be hit with fines, lawsuits, or even a permanent flying ban. Pro tip: book your pet correctly and abide by airline rules. Sneaking a snake in is uncommon, but there's a much more prevalent error, one that typically appears right on your tray table. Number 10. Sipping coffee or tea in midair. That soothing cup of tea or coffee you purchase on board? Think twice. Why? Because it's most likely prepared using water stored in onboard tanks, and several studies have proven that those tanks contain bacteria, yes, even E. coli. The same goes for the ice. And if you're thinking of adding a splash of alcohol to your drink, be careful. At altitude, your body absorbs alcohol faster, which can quickly impair your judgment. In fact, in 2021, one intoxicated passenger became so aggressive that he actually tried to bite a flight attendant. His punishment? 20 months in prison. Pro tip: avoid sealed bottled drinks on the flight and reserve the cocktails for arrival. But beverages are not the sole danger in the air. Oftentimes, the greatest danger lies within the technology you travel with. Number 9. Misuse of lithium batteries. From laptops to smartphones to power banks, lithium batteries are ubiquitous. The catch? They're extremely volatile. In 2018, a power bank in an overhead bin went up in flames during a flight. Fortunately, the crew acted quickly and extinguished it. But if that battery had been placed in the cargo hold rather than the cabin, it could have ignited a full-blown catastrophe, which is why airlines prohibit lithium batteries in checked luggage outright. Pro tip: keep your lithium batteries with you at all times in your carry-on, and turn devices off when not in use. Number 8. Closing the air vent above you. It may get cold on occasion, but that small nozzle above your head serves to do more than simply regulate air. In fact, closing it up could make your flying experience substantially less healthy than you're aware. That little air vent overhead above your seat does more than simply make you comfortable. It can save you. By pushing filtered air directly into your area, it serves as a buffer against germs circulating in the cabin. Turn it off, and you're left breathing stale, recirculated air, which is particularly dangerous during flu and cold season. Pro tip: leave the vent open and pointing towards your chest. If you get cold, simply add a sweater. That constant flow of fresh air may be the difference between arriving healthy or getting on the plane sick. But good airflow won't protect you if you commit this next error, one that occurs much too frequently. Number 7. Flying barefoot on the plane. Going barefoot around the cabin may feel liberating, but it's one of the germiest things you can do. Yes, the carpet appears clean, but it's been through spilled drinks, blood, vomit, and stains you really don't want to contemplate. And because airplanes aren't deep cleaned between flights, all of that residue remains. Walking barefoot is picking up bacteria step by step. Worse still, if you have even the smallest cut or crack in your skin, those bacteria can get into your bloodstream. And it's not a health problem, it's a manners one. Placing your bare feet on the seat in front of you doesn't just spread illness, it's irritating to everyone around you. Pro tip: don't remove your shoes, or at least wear socks. In case comfort is a concern, bring an extra pair of clean, soft travel socks. Your health and your fellow travelers will appreciate it. Think that's terrible? Some individuals go much further, and the consequences can both be embarrassing and perilous. Number 6. Climbing into the overhead bin. It may be amusing to jam yourself into an overhead bin for a TikTok or Instagram stunt, but this trend is a terrible one. Those bins are made to hold luggage, not human beings. They are not weight tested to withstand body weight, and if the plane hits turbulence, you're being flung out or you'll crush someone else's stuff. In 2019, a Southwest flight attendant even went viral after welcoming passengers from within one of the bins. It was in the news, but it also gave the wrong impression. What is seemingly lighthearted fun can open up a bad door and place both you and others in jeopardy. Pro tip: reserve the overhead bins for what they were made for, bags. If you must stretch, do it in the aisle when the seatbelt sign is out. Your back will appreciate it, and so will the insurance department of the airline. And for things you should not do, here's one that will hurt you in ways you'll never even realize, at least not before it's too late. Before we get started, if you're finding this video informative, now is the ideal time to subscribe and hit like. Don't go anywhere, because the top 5 mistakes might entirely alter the way you fly. Number 5. Sleeping during takeoff or landing. You know that uncomfortable pressure in your ears when a plane is climbing or descending? That's the cabin pressure shifting rapidly. Normally, you'd swallow, yawn, or chew gum to equalize the pressure. But if you're asleep, your body can't do any of that, and the air gets trapped in your ears. The consequences? Stabbing pain, nosebleeds, dizziness, or even permanent hearing loss. A few passengers have experienced ear problems lasting days after waking up in midair. The best approach? Remain awake at takeoff and landing. Once cruising smoothly, it's okay to sleep. Then, 30 minutes before landing, wake up and let your ears equalize. Pro tip: have some gum, a water bottle, or even hard candy with you. Swallowing often can help balance pressure and keep ears safe. But your ears are not the only part of your body you need to worry about at cabin level. If you wear contact lenses, you may be endangering your eyes without even knowing it. Number 4. Wearing contact lenses for the whole flight. Here's something most travelers don't think about. Airplane cabins are far drier than normal environments. That dry air can dehydrate your eyes quickly, and if you're wearing contact lenses, it causes them to stick to your cornea. The friction can create tiny scratches that lead to irritation or even infections. Long-haul flyers have arrived unable to open their eyes comfortably. If you doze in your contacts, the risk increases dramatically because your eyes can't maintain proper lubrication. Tip: on long flights, wear glasses rather than contacts, or pack lubricating eye drops and use them every few hours. And under no circumstances should you ever sleep in your contacts in flight. Uncomfortable eyes are one thing, but getting slammed into the ceiling or thrown down the aisle? That's a whole lot worse. Number 3. Disregarding the seatbelt sign. That warm seatbelt sign in front of you? It's not a recommendation, it's a warning. Pilots turn it on when there is turbulence ahead or when unanticipated situations are impending. Even if the cabin appears to be peaceful, the plane is traveling at almost 600 miles per hour. One unexpected bump is all it takes to toss you out of your seat, knock you into the ceiling, or send you flying down the aisle. Indeed, injuries from turbulence are one of the most prevalent in-flight medical conditions. Pro tip: remain buckled when the light is on. If you really do need a bathroom, hold on until the ride gets smoother. A couple of minutes of waiting might just prevent a serious accident or a trip to the hospital. Turbulence can bruise you up a bit, but holding still for too long can actually cause something much more hazardous. Number 2. Sitting for the whole flight. On long-haul journeys, it's tempting to binge-watch movies and avoid moving for hours, but doing so slows your blood circulation and significantly raises the risk of deep vein thrombosis, DVT. This condition causes painful swelling in the legs, and in severe cases, deadly blood clots that can travel to your lungs. And here's the worst part: even young, healthy passengers have gotten DVT during a flight. The danger is greatest if you're over 50, are dehydrated, or are on a flight lasting more than 4 hours. Tip: stand up, stretch, or walk up and down the aisle every couple of hours. Even basic ankle circles or calf raises in your seat will keep the blood circulating and save you from life-threatening complications. But whereas DVT is harmful, there is a single in-flight error that reigns supreme. It's not only risky, it's downright inexcusable. Number 1. Joking about bombs. It sounds ridiculous, but it still happens. In 2018, NFL player Trevor Davis made a joke about carrying explosives during check-in. The outcome? He was arrested the instant he left the plane, missed his flight, and marched directly into legal problems. Here's the takeaway. Airport security has to take every single reference to bombs or guns seriously, even if you were just joking. A single thoughtless wisecrack can strand a whole plane, hold up hundreds of passengers, and get you into trouble with fines, bans, or even jail. Pro tip: Leave explosives, weapon jokes, or threat jokes in airports and on airplanes altogether. Deliver your best one-liners after you've landed. And there you have it. 15 things you should never do on an airplane if you want to guard your health, avoid fines, and keep your trip on track. So tell me, what surprised you most on this list? Leave your response in the comments. You could save another traveler from making the same mistake. Thanks for flying smarter with us today on Fly Smarter channel. Travel smart, stay safe, and I'll catch you in the next video.